All right. Good evening. Welcome to the Planning and Zoning meeting for this evening, October the 2nd, 2025. Appreciate everyone for coming out tonight. First order of business will be our first public and only public hearing tonight, the Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge Planned UD Development, PUD 005. Mr. Burke, you want to bring us up to speed?
Okay, as a preliminary matter for this public hearing, I'll ask that the publication notice published in Warren County Record be made part of the record by reference. The city comprehensive plan and the city ordinance be made part of the record by reference, and the planning and zoning officer report be made part of the record by reference. This is Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge, PUD 005. The applicant is Rouse Development, LLC. Location is 53.6 acres east of Pinckney and west of Water Street. It's currently zoned ag. And the development proposed a residential subdivision named Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge, located within the city limits of Warrenton. The site encompasses approximately 53.6 acres, situated east of Pinckney Street, southwest of South Water Street, and the northeast of Warrior Avenue. The PUD proposed 112 single-family homes, and per my report, all the plan unit development items have been met and are consistent with our current codes. The engineer and the developer is here, and they do have a presentation. So do you want to wait to the regular meeting?
Okay.
For that?
We'll do that.
Okay.
Is there anyone here tonight that would like to speak at the public hearing for the Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge PUD?
You can get up and introduce yourself and then tell them who you're here with.
Yeah. Step to the mic. Tell us who you are. And
Well, my name is Jeff Moon with Bax Engineering, here to represent the Rouse Development. We're the engineer for the site. I don't know if you need me to make any presentation now, or you want to do it all with the...
We'll do it when we open up the meeting, regular meeting, and we'll have you do the presentation. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there any community member that would like to speak at this time in favor or against this? Hearing none, we'll close our public hearing for this evening and open up our regular meeting. And our regular meeting will start with our minutes from the August the 7th meeting, since we didn't meet last month. Give you a second to make sure you had a chance to look those over. Entertain a motion when necessary.
I'll make a motion to approve the August 7th, 2025 minutes.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Dieterman, second by Mr. Cooper to approve the minutes from the August 7th, 2025 P&Z meeting. Any other questions or comments? Roll call vote.
Mr. Cullum?
Yes.
Mr. Barton?
Yes.
Mr. Durbin?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Abstain, I was not here.
Mr. Dieterman?
Yes.
Mr. Cornell?
Yes.
Ms. Jepson?
Yes.
Mr. Costello is absent, and there's 2 vacancies.
Motion passes 6-0 with 1 abstention, 1 absent, and 2 vacancies. First order of business will be our public comment section. Are there any public comments for this evening? Step to the podium, state your name.
Sure, I'll hop right up out of this wheelchair.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
No, that's not really. Also, I want to point out ADA requirements. Y'all are failing. Like, there's no way that this is a 3-foot aisle with a full road.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not sure that ADA requirements matter, but
Well,
that's what it is. So, I'm here to talk about the data center. I'm sure you guys are surprised. I just have some questions, and specifically to those
your
that have
question?
already said that they don't worry about the water.
first of all,
Oh, Jessica Sutton.
okay, Jessica Sutton. And tonight is not the night that's not even on the agenda for tonight.
It's public comments. Is it
Right,
not?
you got 5 minutes for public comments.
Right, so I'm making my public comment.
Okay, go ahead, sweetheart. That's fine.
Sweetheart,
Ma'am.
Better watch it.
to those that are okay with the water supply, and you're not worried about it, I would like to know who has experience with residential wells. Do you have one? Have you ever had to deal with one? Have you had one gone dry? Mr. Cornell, you said you're not worried about the water, so this is for you.
This is your comment time, ma'am.
next on, I'm sorry, what?
This is your comment time, not ours, so go ahead. We'll take your comments into consideration.
Okay. Which piece of land was considered to be touching the annex land? And I have a TBI, so like you can give me all these coordinates, just dumb it down for me like I'm a teenager. Are we right? Are we left? Are we behind it? Are we talking about the right of way? Like, what are we talking about?
Okay.
And last, what do you know about aquifer and the water table, specifically in Warrenton, not Missouri? It's very unique if you have not researched that. And if you did, you might not be okay right out of the jump with the water issues. But since you're not going to answer, I'll just keep going.
Okay, thank you.
Do you know what the freshwater transition zone is? And is Warrenton near it, in it? Any of those questions? So those are pretty specific, so hopefully I won't see a regurgitated response like we did in the newspaper when we asked all the other questions and we were just given a vague response that didn't give anything. And I guess I'll save the answers for whenever I get a response.
Okay.
Also, do better with APA. You're
Okay.
playing zone for Pete's sake.
Thank you. Sorry about that, but I'll bring that up to your attention. Thank you. Anyone else would like to have public comment time? Yes, ma'am.
I'd also like to comment on
Can-
the Grant Center.
Okay. If you don't mind, state your name and
I'm Cheryl Roberts Longhibbler. I live on Leo Lane
deal.
off of Highway W. I'm here regarding the property that was annexed into the city and rezoned light industry. The property owner, George Heath, or his LLC, which borders my residence acreage on two sides. According to Warren County statutes, and most importantly, state statutes, there should have been a certified letter sent to all adjoining property owners within 1,000 feet of that parcel of land. And we should have been notified at least 15 days before the public hearing. I received no such notice, and several of my neighbors didn't receive notice either. I have a list of people who supposedly were sent notices. I do not know if that list is accurate or if those people actually received them. But oddly enough, Mr. Heath himself received 2 notices under Hickory Ridge Family LLC. He also stated at the meeting that he had no plans yet for that property. He was just getting it ready for whatever. According to state statutes, a notice should have been posted on the property about the upcoming hearing. I didn't see any such postings. This annexation and rezoning have all been done very quietly and without regard for adjoining property owners or the effects it could have on our county, depending on the type of business that goes there. I am totally against the data center that is being talked about. It will greatly change our well-being and safety and our lifestyle living, as it totally surrounds our acreage. I was told by Beatty Surveying Office when I went to pick up some paperwork not to worry about anything. Mr. Heath had plans, but it would take him 2 to 3 years before anything happened. But yet the Board of Aldermen, which I have spoken at 3 times asking questions, knows nothing. That's impossible. So that makes me wonder why you as a Planning and Zoning Committee changed farm acreage to light industrial. And now I understand there is a good chance of another change of it being changed to heavy industrial, which would allow the data center. Even the utility workers that came to mark easements said something big is coming, but they didn't know what it was. When we found out about these changes, my son and I made numerous calls to city officials and no one knew anything. Several never even returned calls. I have always been under the impression as officials of the town and county that you would answer calls and should have answers or would be able to get answers. I am not opposed to added businesses in the area that bring in revenue and jobs to the area, but the data center doesn't seem to do either. We'll offer a few long-term jobs. Most of construction workers will be brought in out of the area. Originally, it was reported the front of the property, the 170 acres, would be annexed, but then the annexation changed to 337.17 in 2024. Why did that happen? I would like to ask if, when you receive requests for annexation or rezoning, do you physically go look at the properties? Do you walk around them and see what's there? Or do you look at a piece of paper and say, oh, okay, it's a big piece of land here? If you had actually physically walked these properties, you would see that there are numerous residents. We have 2 residences there, my son, mine. We have animals, our children play there. It will literally be from here to that wall, from our front yards. My hope is that new ordinances will be put into effect to protect country lifestyle and well-being as we know and love it. This is why most of us purchased country property rather than living in a city. I am worried about our police and firefighters' safety and ability to take on more dangerous situations, especially if you allow a data center. My husband was a volunteer fireman for 15 years. I am very glad that he is no longer serving as a fireman, because I don't think that there's going to be enough training to handle this. We see it in the reports all the time of what's happening. I wish you would rethink the best for our safety, for our town and growth, and please keep us informed as a community rather than keeping things hidden. But I think the biggest thing is you need to go out and look at the people that you're affecting and talk to the people that you're affecting, because this has come way too far too quickly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else tonight? Thank you, sir. If you don't start your time with your name, please.
Ron Fry.
Ron Fry. Thank
I
you,
live
Mr. Fry.
out there by where the proposed data center is going to be.
Thank you, Mr. Fry.
Rather than put a data center there, my thought is that'd be a perfect place for a hospital. It's got its own access to the freeway, and it would cover, you know, Montgomery City and all of us around here. Because right now, if anything happens, it's Lake St. Louis or Washington or Troy. And that's hard for the people that live here, because you know, they do a lot of things. They do a lot of chainsaw work and a lot of, you know, all kinds of tractor work and stuff like that. And things happen and people get hurt. And they don't need to be sitting on 70 trying to get to Lake St. Louis. Well, I mean, you know how the traffic is on 70, so it's not a good thing. I just thought it would be a better idea to propose putting a small or medium hospital there. It's got its own access to the freeway. That's perfect. And if you're going to have a sewer line running there and power there, it'd be a perfect spot. And I mean, I know that the data center, the town needs it. You know, we need something. We got to have growth of some kind. At least it's better than some of the other industries that's out there. And you know, some of those industries are very noisy and very polluting and cause a lot of problems. And I understand the people that live next door. I don't want it next door to me either, but there's a lot of other worse things that could come here.
Yeah, and the water.
And the water, yep. And so anyway, I just like that you guys are listening to us.
Yep.
You see the residents, you hear the residents, and we appreciate that. And we just hope that you guys can at least think about us when we make these decisions.
Thank you, Mr. Fry.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thanks for your time. Anyone else? Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Anna Farrar.
Thanks, Ms. Farrar.
First, I want to thank you for your service and for giving residents a chance to speak. Tonight, I'm here to clarify about the land process specifically that is developing in the property considered Warrenton North Industrial Park. Can you confirm whether this parcel has been submitted for Missouri certification site or Access STL West certification? Okay, so you're aware that this property is currently listed on the Access STL West site as a certified site candidate. So who within the city or county are you aware of authorized the Greater Warren County Economic Development Council to act as sponsoring entity for the certification on this parcel of land? what role, if any, does or did any or could any planning and zoning have in reviewing or approving site certification applications once they've gained sponsorship? Are there any existing or end discussions between planning and zoning and Ameren or Evolve regarding extension of utilities to the property at this time? Has planning and zoning been informed of any engineering studies or preliminary site plans tied to this land? Has planning and zoning received communication from the Greater Warren County Economic Development Council, the State Economic Development Council, or Ameren regarding potential movement on this land or the developer or end user? I think the most important question, though, that I would like to leave everybody with and hopefully get a response with at some point, are there any pre-development agreements, sorry, I can't read my handwriting, manatoriums of understanding or retainer contracts in place regarding this parcel of land specifically? And I think that those questions could help clarify where we're at right now. I only have 2 minutes left. The reason this matters to me is because you have local say and jurisdiction over only so much. I'm looking at long-range transmission plans from MISO that indicate large load users from 161 kilovolts to 345 kilovolts. That would indicate more than just normal residential development, right? Us and Montgomery are slated to be 2 major transmission lines that would push energy out through the upper part of this region. So with us being really important in this movement, I think knowing what's happening with the land, knowing what we're tied into right now, what we could be tied into. I think there's a lot of discussions around just developing this land in general, which is great. I'm not close, right? So I'm just within the city. I have no personal ties to the land in and of itself. I just want to know that in the discussions that I'm hearing going around, they're saying that there is an open-ended option for more than just this data center being proposed. I question the reliability of that statement, and I think these questions, once I get answers to them, would help validate any misunderstanding to whether or not we're locked in to this. Because as far as regional utility development is concerned, we are locked in, we are happening, we are developing, and we are transmitting the power. So what comes off of that power is kind of indicative of why they're asking for that generation load and why we're being tied into this smart renewable platform through the solar panels that we have at Split Rail Solar. So answering those questions will kind of help clear up a lot of air and help a more progressive conversation moving forward. So thank you for your time.
And let me just, Ms. Farrar.
Yes.
Personally, not as a representative, but thank you for all the time that you have put into this. I mean, I respect that, and you know I do. And I've noticed how much work that you have put into this and research, and you went beyond what necessary that anyone would have to do, but I appreciate that, and I've learned a lot from your comments as well, and I appreciate you coming tonight and speaking on behalf of the group that you're representing. So thank you very much, and hopefully whatever happens, we all work together and make it best for our community, because that's what we all
Yes,
want.
that's
We know
the
that.
goal.
And I
That's the
think that
goal.
that's what you've said many times, even in the statements that you've made, that you're not against anything at this point. You're just wanting transparency and information, and I respect that. And hopefully all the answers to the questions will be presented to the community as a whole, because we all want the same end purpose, and that's what's best for all of us. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Ms. Farrar. Anyone else tonight? Hearing none, we'll close that public comment section and open up our boundary adjustment for Lot 3A, Block 13 of the original Town of Warrenton Subdivision -129. Mr. Burks, would you bring us up to speed on that, please?
Okay, this is going to be the Walton Street Boundary Line Adjustment, SUBD 129. The applicant is David and Lori Robinette. The location is 0.51 acres south of West Walton Street and west of Southwest Street at 206 West Walton. It's currently zoned C2 General Commercial and R3 High Density Residential. Lewis and Beatty on behalf of David and Lori Robinette, request approval of a boundary line adjustment to combine Lot 3 and Lot 6 at 206 West Walton Street into a single parcel. The adjustment does not create any additional lots and requires no extension of public utilities and infrastructure. The Board of Aldermen approved the right-of-way vacation for the alley between Lot 3 and 6 on August 19th, 2025. Per my report, all boundary line adjustment items have been met and are consistent with our current code. Bart Carmen from Lewis and Beatty couldn't make it tonight, so if you have any questions for me, but we vacated that alley between those two lots last month, and the applicant owns both lots, and they're just going to combine the boundary line adjustment to make one single lot there.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Burks at this time?
I just had one.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I drove by there just to get a lay of it and just kind of understand what we were talking about. And I don't think this is part of it, and I just want to verify. There was a very small little fenced-in like cemetery right near there. I don't know that it's part of that property.
No.
It's probably just
No,
off
it's
a little
not.
ways. Okay, I just want to make sure that that wouldn't be
Right.
an issue there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's unique there. Yeah. Yeah. Any questions for that at this time? Entertain a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the plat adjustment for Walton Street subdivision 129 as displayed and discussed.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Cullum, second by Mr. Cornell to approve the boundary adjustment for Lot 3A, Block 13 of the original Town of Warrenton, subdivision -129. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote.
Rich Barton?
Yes?
Dan Durbin?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Dedeman?
Yes.
John Cornell?
Yes.
Melissa Jepson?
Yes.
And Mr. Cullum?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0 with 1 absent and 2 vacancies.
Did y'all notice I did that?
You must
Yes. Next order of business will be the boundary adjustment for Lot 1A, which is over in Park Hills, Plat 1, Subdivision 130. Mr. Burks?
Okay, this is the Frick boundary line adjustment, SUBD 130. Applicant is Ronald Frick. The location is 1.24 acres east of Park Hills Court and west of South Morgan Street. It's currently zoned R3 high-density residential. And Lewis and Beatty, on behalf of Ronald Frick, requests approval of a boundary line adjustment plat to combine Lot 1, 2, 3, and 4 at 415 South Morgan Street into a single parcel lot 1A. The adjustment does not create any additional lots and requires no extension of public utilities or infrastructure. Per my report, all boundary line items have been met and are consistent with our current code. So on this lot, there was actually 4 different parcels on the one lot, and he's just combining the small ones, well, all of them into one single lot for that, the brick house that was there on the corner of that subdivision.
Tim, is this the, if I'm standing on Morgan facing the brick house, it's going to combine the 2 lots that go into that subdivision?
Yes, and then one that's on the northwest corner.
Okay.
Yes. Again, Bart couldn't make it.
Right.
So if you have any questions for me.
He's listening, no? I think Bart's listening.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He is.
He's making sure I don't make a mistake here. Any questions or comments for Mr. Burks at this time? Thank you for explaining that, though. That's entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the plat for subdivision 130 Park Hills, Plat 1. Motion to approve as displayed and discussed.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Cullum, second by Mr. Cornell to approve the boundary adjustment for Lot 1A, Park Hills, Plat 1, Subdivision -130. Any other questions or comments? Roll call vote.
Mr. Durbin?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Dedeman?
Yes.
Mr. Cornell?
Yes.
Ms. Jepson?
Yes.
Mr. Cullum?
Yes.
Mr. Barton?
Yes. Motion passes 7-0 with 1 absent, 2 vacancies. Our fifth thing on the order tonight will be the boundary adjustment for the woodlands at Pinckney Ridge. So subdivision 131, this is the one that you talked about, and do you have anything else to add?
No, this is...
Go ahead and read what you had, and then we'll have him take over. So.
Okay.
This,
This is just a boundary line adjustment.
Oh, this one is just the boundary line. Okay,
adjustment for
before
that
we get to the actual project. Okay, go ahead, Mr.
Okay.
Burke. Sorry about that. I didn't
So
do
this
that.
is Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge Boundary Line Adjustment, SUBD 131. The applicant is Rouse Development, and location is, it's 53.6 acres of Pinckney, west of Water Street. The proposal boundary line adjustment will realign the southern portion of parcel 2 to 53.64 acres. The adjustment is necessary to ensure that the plan unit development is contained within a single parcel, which is a requirement of the city code. By consolidating the PD in a single parcel, the project will comply with applicable regulations and simplify the further administration and facility of the site planning and development. Per my report, all boundary line adjustment items have been met and are consistent with our current code. So on this piece, in blue is where the proposed PUD is going to go. So they adjusted that boundary line so that PUD could be placed on that parcel.
Do you have any questions about this boundary adjustment for the woodlands? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the boundary line adjustment for the woodlands at Pinckney Ridge as displayed and discussed.
Second it.
Motion by Mr. Cullum, second by Mr. Cooper to approve the boundary adjustment for the woodlands at Pinckney Ridge subdivision -131. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Detterman?
Yes.
Mr. Cornell?
Yes?
Ms. Jepson?
Yes.
Mr. Cullum?
Yes.
Mr. Barton?
Yes.
Mr. Durbin?
Yes. Motion passes 7-0 with one absent, 2 vacancies. And now we'll move on to the woodlands at Pinckney Ridge Plan Unit of Development PUD-1005. Ms. Burks?
Okay, so I've read all my information on it, and it said the engineer and developers here.
Yeah.
can
You
ask
guys
any
want to come on
questions.
up, state your name once again and make your presentation?
So once again, name is Jeff Moon with Bax Engineering. I have Adam Bear with Riles also to help out with this.
Is it on?
Got it on. So one point of clarification I want to make is just regarding the boundary adjustment. The total parcel of the two parcels is 116.8 acres. The piece for the PUD will be the 53.6 acres. The remaining parcel that will be developed in the future is another 62 acres.
Correct.
So I just want to clarify that. The total is 116.8. We're just splitting a line between the two to match the proposed PUD. Okay, so.
And if you want to, so when you're talking, if you'll point at that one.
Okay,
so
point at that one.
So yeah, citizens can see that as well as we can, and we'll watch you there.
I push this middle button.
The big middle button. Yep.
There you go.
Gotcha, okay. All right.
Didn't have those in
It's a
school,
little-
did we?
A little weird. Want me to talk to you guys?
Yeah, you talk. Go ahead.
Okay. This is our proposed subdivision. Like I say, we're requesting a PUD for this with the underlying R3 zoning for this development, which allows us to develop this piece. And we're requesting just a couple deviations from the normal R3 zoning. That is the minimum lot width of 62 feet in lieu of 70, and then the minimum lot area of 8,000 square feet in lieu of 10,000 square feet. So you can see here, north is to the left, just not to confuse anybody, but you can see down here, this is Warrior Avenue that we would come in, access. It's just going to make a loop, come out, and stop this area here. That's that future development, the parcel 2 that will be developed in the future. The idea behind this is that this will be done in 4 stages. So we will have it, I believe I'm correct, 34 lots in the first section, then 30 lots, then another 34, and then the remaining would be the, 11 lots up here in this corner. As you can see, you may have been out there and noticed with the topography, it's pretty rough, so we've got to consolidate. That's why we're asking for the smaller lots. We're trying to preserve a whole lot of the property. We got over 19 acres, which is like 36% of the will be saved and retained. You can see we've got trees all the way around to buffer everywhere and stuff that we've got. We've got 2 proposed retention areas that will be detention, but also retention, be ponds that will be there that we will have developed. With that, streets all meet standards for the city. The stormwater quality and detention will be also. All the common ground area around the lots and everything will be dedicated to the homeowner association for them to take care of and maintain. We're proposing a trail to go around, basically coming from this pond, coming around and going back to the other pond. Also, the idea is that they may be able to put some in the wooded area without trying to knock down too many trees, just to expand them. But until you get out there and actually look at it, it's hard to say where those might go. But the thought is that they could expand those in the future for the a better trail area that they have with that. We do have a mail kiosk area that will be here with some parking for people to stop, pick up their mail, and then drive to their homes to do that. I think I about covered. I guess I want to point out we have 112 total lots that is proposed for this. It's approximately a little over 2 units per acre that we've got as our density that we're proposing. And I know if you look at from your comprehensive plan, it allows for some modifications on that. You understand you can do a master plan and start it, but as the years go by, things change. You know, they're different, so you need to be able to modify it. So we're proposing to have that. This is a agricultural area. There's some residential around. There's a portion that's unincorporated west in the county that is, I believe, industrial even there. So, but we believe this works with the subdivisions, neighborhooding around there that we have, and this is just an extension of that area. And like I say, and then we have a future, another 62 acre that they'll develop later on. And at that time, Warrior Avenue would extend and tie into Water Street, and there will be a second connection. But for now, we're just proposing a temporary cul-de-sac turnaround at the end of the street there where it is now. And I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Yes, sir. You said it was a 4-phase process. What's the total time frame projection? I realize there's variance, but I was just curious.
Oh, we're probably thinking maybe roughly a year for each one. It just depends on how the economy goes. You know, If they sell the houses fast, they'll build them faster. If they don't, it may be a little slower. But that's their anticipated based on what we're looking at now. We're hoping that hopefully it's faster than that even. But the idea is that it'd probably be a year for each phase that goes through. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and state your name again, sir, for the record.
Yeah, hey, good evening. I'm Adam Bear, director with Rouse Company, and yeah, appreciate your time.
First of all, thank you. The houses over there, the other subdivision, your projects and so forth, the very nice looking houses.
Yeah, we love being out here. We've been out here a couple years now, and we've obviously made a big investment in this piece and plan to be here, you know, for the long term. So. So yeah, that being said, we're a 3rd generation family-owned company. Greg Rouse owns it now. His dad and grandpa did before that. So it's pretty cool that I'm able to be a part of that. But yeah, we build here and then we build in the counties kind of all around St. Louis. So Jefferson, Franklin, Lincoln, kind of around those outskirts. Kind of our approach to them is we strive to have innovative floor plans that are really livable for people, that they're built efficiently for people's actual lives. They're not just a bunch of fluff. They're very livable. We use low maintenance materials so that we can keep those homes looking good for years to come without people having to take a lot of extra time and money to make that happen. All of our homes have landscaping packages and sod included with them as well. So that helps the whole neighborhood have that good curb appeal from the beginning once construction's done. To kind of piggyback on what he was saying about the Woodlands, it is adjacent to our Pinckney Ridge subdivision, so it's just going to be an extension of that.
Right.
So what we're proposing is 112 homes. The average lot size would be 10,656. So it'd be the same homes as what we're building now in Pinckney, the same size. It's just the lot would be a little less wide. The square footage is actually increased from what we're doing in Pinckney. We're going to increase it to the Woodlands. It's also going to have almost 20 acres of common ground, which is about 36% of the total acreage there. And as he mentioned, we're looking at about 2 homes per acre compared to what Pinckney is at 3 homes per acre. So we're going less dense. I think in your comprehensive plan, it even says with single-family neighborhoods, they shoot for 3 to 5 homes per acre. So we're still under what the comprehensive plan is shooting for. Affordability is a big factor for everyone. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard that. It's not just homes, it's everything, right? So one of the things we're doing in order to try to keep the homes attainable for people while not sacrificing the home itself is shrink up the width of that lot. We're still given the same amount of lot, but we're just shrinking up the width. And what that does is reduce the amount of infrastructure, so your pipes, your street, your water, the land itself, or the width, all of those costs add up a lot. By shrinking it this 8 feet, we can save over $10,000 from the development costs. So that in turn leads to, of course, a less expensive house when we go to sell it to somebody. So that's the whole purpose of it. That's why we're asking for this 8-foot reduction. You know, if you look at Warrenton's median household income, it's $64,000 is the median income. If you look at what an entry-level home is, it's roughly $300,000 right now, right? And in order to afford the $300,000 comfortably without overextending yourself, you're looking at a household income of $75,000 to $80,000 is what they say is typical. So it's already stretching the limits, so we're doing everything we can to keep those costs down. And again, just by shrinking that width, we're saving over $10,000 for people. In the back of that packet I gave you, it does have the last sheet kind of talks about trends in the U.S. speaking towards this the median home to income ratio. So back in 1980, people were spending basically 4.8 times their income on a home. Now it's 6.6. So, I mean, that factors in inflation and everything. People are spending way more of their paycheck towards their home now than ever. The median home payment as share of income from 2009 to 2022 is 30%. In 2025, we're at 47%. So things are just getting out of control. The other thing is first-time home buyers. In 1980, most of those folks were in their 20s, and they accounted for 34% of home purchases. In 2024, a first-time home buyer is 38 years old and accounts for 24% of the purchases. So you can see how those trends are going. So the city's comprehensive plan identifies the need for more housing for new workers, for single-person households, and for young couples. So with the Woodlands, I think we're checking a lot of those boxes. We're providing entry-level, family-friendly homes. A neighborhood like that, you mentioned all the trails. I mean, it's got a great layout. I could picture my family living there. I think it'd be great for the community. Not only is that shrinking that lot width down, helping the people when they buy the home, it's also helping the city because it's less street maintenance, it's less sanitary maintenance, all the infrastructure that you got eventually get turned over to you guys to maintain, it's less. So it benefits you too on that side of things. And that's actually another thing in the comprehensive plan. It talks about efficient land use and reduced infrastructure costs. And I think this plan hits both of those items for us. So again, we're doing what we can to help the working families achieve home ownership here. We're excited about it. I think it's going to be a great neighborhood, and I'm happy to answer, along with Jeff, any questions you guys have, and welcome your feedback.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for that presentation. I moved here in 1990, and one thing that this town has never had since 1990 is affordable median income housing. I've said that for the get-go from the time I started looking for a house. So thank you for that presentation and making it and putting some numbers together to Mr. Cornell.
I've got something.
I know you.
You knew I would. So, first off, how many lots do you propose here?
112.
And if you held to the current requirements for square footage and width, how many lots could you get in there?
If we went with density, we could get way more than we're going for.
No, that's not my question. My question is, you're proposing to cut the width of these lots down?
So
right?
you're saying if we kind of kept the same layout, the streets,
Yep.
but just changed the width?
Correct.
Too much math for me.
I got you.
Matt's, I lose about 10 lots.
Okay.
So it'd be similar in size then to the Pinckney Ridge that are, because that's 98, so give or take, it'd be fairly close to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then when you talk about saving $10,000, is that per lot that you would save?
Yes.
Yeah, and that by reducing that lot width by 8 feet, you're less of the street, less of the pipe is going towards each lot. So that's how I'm factoring in that money.
What do you envision being the price range for these homes?
I envision it's going to be very similar to what Pinckney is now by the time we get to that point, accounting for inflation and everything. I don't know for sure what the market's going to be.
Materials.
Development costs, it's all estimate at this point. But, and time, of course, plays a factor.
And I realize it's not fair to hold you to what I've seen from other builders. However, it seems to me like homes are priced for what the market will bear. And when it comes time to sell that house, the house is going to sell for what you can get it for. You're not going to, history has shown me, you're not going to cut back $10,000 less than what the market bears. We currently have a development in this county, not within the city limits of Warrenton, where the lots are 50 foot wide by 120 foot deep. And they have small 2-story homes, starter homes, selling for $325,000. Again, the homes are selling for what the market bears. So I just have a hard time envisioning that you're going to build these homes and there's going to be a set price. There's nothing that we could do to hold you to a starter home. A lot of that's going to depend on what the inventory is available at the time, right? The less inventory, the higher the cost. I just don't buy it. And I'm not saying that you're insincere. That's just not what history has borne out on home prices. I believe that we've put a lot of time and effort, and these lot lines it took a lot of energy, and they were just recently revisited and reset. I just don't. We've had this discussion with one of our multi-family developers when he's talking about units per acre, right? Units per acre kind of goes out the window when you have a lot of property that in fact is unbuildable. So even though, yes, there is a lot of acreage there, and there's a benefit to having undeveloped wooded areas, but it's kind of offset when we over-densify or overpopulate what area is buildable. So those are just my questions and thoughts.
Yeah, and I guess to answer that a little bit, so I think Some of the feedback I've gotten is people are wanting to not decrease the lot size itself, right? And so we're actually increasing the lot size from what we're doing now, what was approved, to what we're proposing at the Woodlands, while also being able to reduce the overall price tag for people. Because that's been, I know you guys have heard it too. We hear it all the time that prices are out of hand. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a compromise here. And by doing that, we're making the lots bigger, but by making them less wide, we're still able to reduce that price. So to me, it is a win-win, and I get your point. I mean, we're here for the long stay. We've got 115 acres here total, right? We're not just gonna sit on it and try to get every last dollar we can out of them. You know, we wanna make this investment go for us. You know, like he was saying, we're planning 4 years, but ideally we're going through it quicker than that. So
let me. So when you're saying you're taking the 5 feet on each side of the house width-wise and increasing it by going deeper, is that what we're looking at here?
Yep. Because by going deeper, you're not increasing your overall cost.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at it from my own perspective. I like that myself. I can play baseball with my kids out in the backyard.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you come to think about it, people that are going to be buying these aren't one person.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the starter family, or they have 1 or 2 children. Where do you play with your kids, and where do the kids play? It's not on the sides of your house.
Right.
It's in your front and your back. So.
In my house currently sits within 10 feet of my neighbor's house. Right. And I'm in,
That's what I'm saying.
One of the older neighborhoods. But my backyard goes back a little bit, and that's where we played at. Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, I know what you're saying. It sounds like a lot when you're thinking about, wow, they're cutting 10 feet off, but really you're only cutting 5 off on each side of the house.
Yeah, and 8 feet, yes.
8, what is it? 4 feet. 8 feet, okay.
But correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, go ahead.
So your proposal is 62 feet wide and 8,000 square feet, correct?
Yeah, for the minimum.
And the lot size is currently 70 feet by 70 foot wide and 10,000 square feet. So you're actually asking for a deviation from the width and the total lot square footage.
Correct.
Okay, so it may be deeper than what you've built in the past, but it's still narrower and total square footage lower than what the current standards are, the current requirements are.
The minimum, the average lot is still, I think, 10,656, I think it was, so still over what the criteria is for the code.
It's just a small majority of the lots that are going to be at the 8,000 minimum. That's just a standard we can add to make this layout work. But the majority of them are going to be bigger now. Like I say, when you average them out, it's over 10, almost 11,000 square feet.
And it goes back to what Mr. Cordell was saying. As the market bears, maybe that's what somebody wants. I'm not going to buy the house if it doesn't have enough back there, if it's got smoke. But my mom and dad might be interested because he doesn't have to cut the grass as much or whatever. So, I mean, it all comes down to what someone wants. I mean,
I still say we have standards, and I think it has to be in. I think that there has to be a dang good reason to deviate from our standards, especially standards that we just recently set. And I don't see it, but that's just me.
Sure.
What is the average size square foot of the actual house, like from these plans?
That I don't know the average. It ranges, I think the smallest is just over like 1,300 square feet up to about 2,600 is what we've got in Pinckney, so that's what we would have over here too. So on average, I would guess just under 2,000 probably. And I guess to go back to your point too, Mr. Cornell, it's the way I understand the purpose of the PUD is to allow us to make some of those deviations that might not fit in the existing codes, but could be a benefit to the homeowners and the city and us. So it's kind of
That's
a
what
way
I
to
was-
make that compromise.
That's what I was going to bring up when there was a breath, was the PUD does allow for that variance. We've set the standard.
It does.
But this is a PUD to allow for deviation for that with a reasoning.
Do we need to make a motion?
Well, do you have I see the front page there. Do you have any pictures of the houses that you have on there?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No? Okay.
It's just in the package.
But that's fine. I didn't know if anybody wanted, in the community
because
wanted to
I
see
was
what
looking
that-
at those houses and
I've got some pictures of the floor plans.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Okay.
afterwards.
And you're looking at the, you're talking about the average square foot, but like the Tremont, it looks like it's the very first one that's, that'll be the entry level, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's the 1,300-ish.
And I was gonna say 1,300. That was my guess, looking at your floor plan, it was gonna be like 1,250 to 1,450, somewhere in there.
And each of those elevations have a couple different elevations people can pick from and options where they could change the floor plan.
Correct.
It gives you the idea of it.
Like, because when we do this with the PUD and adjusting this, we're doing, basically it's a R3 zoning, which is the high density, but we're asking for a PUD, which allows you to do the deviations from the underlying basic standards, which your code allows to do that.
I understand what the code allows. But let's not fool each other. This is to allow you to put more houses into this property. You can say that it's to lower the price. Time will tell. Time will tell.
Have you thought of, I like the ideas of the trails when that comes. Have you thought about putting like I know on the other side of town they put a pickleball court and dog park and stuff in there. Is that something that you guys think about putting in the PUDs or?
We've thought about different things. I'm probably leaning more towards like picnic tables, grilling area, pavilion, something like that. Dog parks with single-family homes.
Well, we have one on that side of town.
And people, what I've seen generally, use their yards, their backyards instead of a dog park. Pickleball maybe, but probably leaning more towards kind of the more like park-like.
Just throwing it out there.
Amenities, yeah.
I didn't ask for an in-ground pool or something like that.
No.
Wow.
It's already have a new pool, right?
I know.
I have just a couple more things. So I think what you were saying and how I understand it too with the PUDs is that variation is there more so because we have a set what we want the neighborhoods at the average level to be at. And the PUD would be, hey, we're looking at, doing like this little single car, 2-bedroom, like where there could be a variation to add to more affordable housing, I guess, for, lower income or beginner, starter home type things. And I love your neighborhood. My daughter actually lives in Pinckney. She lives there and her house is beautiful. But I don't know that I would, that's their second home already, so I don't know at the level, especially because at this point we don't know a price point, but I would assume it's going to be, usually when you're going to different phases of a neighborhood, it just gets increasingly more per stage, right? So I guess, and I think, not to speak for you, but I think that's kind of, we're on the same page as far as asking for a PUD would be, not to just squeeze more houses in, because I would agree that the houses aren't going to all of a sudden be $10,000 less per house. It's going to, it's going to be whatever that price is when that neighborhood goes for sale. And the other part of that is just, this is totally, if, once this is going whatever way it goes, and is happening, on Warrior Avenue, is there a plan, because I know, I walk it a lot, that there is a really big crack down Warrior Avenue from the heavy machinery, so I assume when this is all done, it will be reinstated back to a road that is in good standing.
Has that been turned over to the city yet? Has Warrior Avenue through Pinckney Ridge, is that already turned over to the city?
Yeah, we weren't actually a developer there, but
That's right.
I know he turned that over to the city a while back.
I have questions since I've been talking about the backyards, without looking at all the elevation and stuff like that. Are most of these yards pretty flat in this? I say this because
Flat's a scary word.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, let me just give you my example. So, because I used to I used to drive around thinking, who lives in these $300,000 houses? Because I couldn't. And so then my son bought a house in the $300,000 range in Wentzville, Lake St. Louis, and I thought, oh, he does. And his yard is a very small front yard, and his backyard goes straight off. They can't play in that except for sledding in the winter, which is fun. But even his house, he's owned it for 5 years, and the equity's already went up $150,000 in the 5 years. It's crazy down there. But I'm not saying perfectly flat. I'm just saying, do you see any of these lots that have some kind of big drop off to where it goes right up behind the house?
So I'd say there's probably going to be a couple like that.
Yeah, on the back side?
Mainly you look at that one cul-de-sac there where you see the trees kind of still halfway on it. That's showing that that's an area we don't plan on clearing.
Right.
So it's going to give more of that foresty backyard feel.
And that's where somebody might like that, though. I would like that. I would like that.
But then you see the other ones where there's more of the lighter green.
Yeah.
You know, just in general, that means we're clearing that area.
Sure.
It's not going to be as steep there.
Okay. All right. Yes, Mr. Durbin. I will. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Cooper.
I got a question. Is it being a PUD, is it going to get turned over to the city, or are they going to be responsible for taking care of the streets and everything?
No, it all comes over. Go ahead, Ms. Weber.
Being a PUD does not change any of that process. The streets would still be turned over to the city at the appropriate time.
But the PUD does require a maintenance plan and some of that formalized, correct?
Every subdivision, every plat in this subdivision would require a maintenance guarantee for the streets.
I'm talking about more the maintenance of the common ground areas and what have you. That will be outlined also as part of the PUD,
right,
correct?
Right, correct.
And he had said that as far as the HOA and blah, blah, blah.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the PUD for Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge as displayed and discussed.
We have a motion by Mr. Cullum, second by Mr. Durbin, to approve the Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge Plan Unit Development PUD-005. Any other questions or comments at this time before we vote? Roll call vote.
Mr. Cornell?
How did I know it was going to land on me first? That's a no.
Ms. Jepson?
No.
Mr. Cullum?
Yes.
Mr. Barton?
Yes.
Mr. Durbin?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Dieterman?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-2 with one absent, and this will go in front of the Board of Aldermen on October the 21st. And that's where they'll make the decision. Ours is just a recommendation, but thank you, gentlemen, for your time and your presentation, and thank you for the packet. Very nice, thank you. At this time, we will close the official meeting and turn it over to the Planning and Zoning Officer's report. Mr. Burks.
We will have a zoning meeting
in November.
We have a couple items on the agenda.
Okay.
Anything fun? We want fun, Tim. We want excitement.
Define fun.
Yeah, that's where you put it. Be careful what you ask.
Thought-provoking.
No.
All right. Any other questions for Mr. Burks, Mr. Weber, Mr. Struckhoff, Ms. Rue? Anyone? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Dr. Dieterman, second by Mr. Cornell. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thanks for everyone coming out tonight.